My name is Dr. Naboth Cole. I'm an established scholar, human rights activist, motivational speaker, life coach, and a business person. Among other things, I am in many areas. I'm in charity because I am running an NGO for children with disability. I'm in business, running many brands. Then also, I'm in academia because I'm a lecturer at one of the universities here in Uganda, actually the best university in Uganda. So for that matter, you will not ask the name, you will know which university I'm talking about. The time I've been in business, there are a number of factors that builds trust. Among them is honesty. Secondly, time management. It is interesting that here now in Uganda and Africa as a whole, we have a problem of time. Many people do not consider time as an issue. I have a colleague of mine that I work with, Mr. Edwin Musime. He trained me in this thing. When it comes to time, if a meeting is at 8, you need not to be there at 8. You have to be there at 7:30. Prepare yourself for the meeting to start at 8. So time, many people mess up business. For example, if I give you an appointment to meet me for business, it's at 10 and you come at 10:30, you'd have lost that business with me. That is another factor. Then the third factor, the first one being trust, the second one being time management, the other one is poor management of resources and money in particular. People have an issue with money, and quite a number of people that have not really sprung up in business. Mostly those who are in partnership businesses, you will discover that the problem has been money. And money, you look at it from the issue of who takes what and how. They forget to know that once in partnership, it's not all about you. It's about business, the growth and expansion of business. Then the issue of me comes later. You need to first establish the business, let it be sustainable, and the best way to benefit from it is to allocate a specific amount of money to run you. But you cannot target the profits of the whole company. Because today it's making money, tomorrow it will not. So how will it run? Many people tend to swallow the interests of the company. Then at the end of it all, they are running bankrupt. They close the business. Let me shock you. In Uganda, we have not more than 3 companies that have been in operation without changing a name for 50 years. Actually, one that I can identify now is an interesting one. You may not even be knowing it or you underlook it. It's called Chapambalas. It's the company that has been running for more than 60 years without changing. Another one is Uganda Party. You see? But what did it take for them? I was doing my research and I discovered that the principles that are embedded in their operations have nothing to do with It's a company. The company. So it's very important, among other factors. There are many. Then another factor that must be considered are the objectives, the trajectory of your company. Where do you see your company? Many people, where those people come to consult me in the establishment and management of a company, you find that they don't have even the trajectory. Where do you see your company in the next 10, 20 years? If you establish your company and basically it's to make profit for your family and that's all, then don't expect it to go far. You must run a company with a trajectory, with a time frame. 5 years, yes, it will work that way. In the next 10 years, where do you see your company? In the next 20, 30 years, where do you see it? And do you know the reason why people don't project that way? All the operations and the performance of the company is rotating around an individual. For that matter now, that's why you find Indians are unique from us. Because for them, once they're operating a company, they are not looking at themselves. At one moment you'll find if they have a child and the child is approaching 10, they start going with that child in the operation and the performance. In that once I'm not in a position, I have somebody who knows exactly what I should do. And therefore, at the end of it all, whether I'm there or not, my company will continue operating. Trajectory. Then another factor that I may consider important is the investment capital. Many people, when you talk about the operation of the company, they look at money. What about the human resource? How are you treating your employees? It's very pertinent because you see, the problem with us here in Uganda and Africa as a whole is that they look at the performance of the company, you are the CEO, and forget that they are people. You're working as a team. The success of that company will as well depend on how you treat your employees. We call it human capital or human resource for that matter. Because the case in a point, if you remunerate poorly those people, don't expect them to perform better. If you remunerate them well, other factors constant, then there is no objection or there is no any other factor, that a problem that may cause those people not to perform. How do you expect a person to come to your office to do work for you, or to work in the company, or do business for you? There is no breakfast, there is no lunch, there is no tea. And this person is in your office for 8 hours. No even lunchtime, because you want them to work. They're human beings. Then another interesting factor in business that people underlook is how you relate with your employees. Relationship. What do they feel? Do they feel like owning it? Or it is somebody's business? It is very pertinent. So all in all, there are many factors that are at play. If you want your company, if you want your business to perform better. Among many, there are those that I've highlighted a bit, but some of those things that you take for granted are the ones that have helped companies to grow. You have to be careful with them, because at the end of it all, business has to work. To achieve the everlasting motivation in business, I may talk about something like 3 or 4 factors. Factor number one is that business a solution to a problem? And that takes us back to the intention of the establishment of that business. I normally tell people who are starting business, you do not go to see somebody doing business and you do the same. It must be embedded in you. It must be original in nature. And above all, it must be a solution to the problem. And now, this is the answer to those people who come to me. Get the answer free today. How can I start business? You have to establish that there is a problem, offer yourself as a solution, and the fact that you are now a solution to that problem in business perspective, they will have no choice but to come to you. And those are clients. That is how you start business. If it's not a solution, or you visit somebody, he's doing a drug shop, you see his returns are in millions of money, and you go and start it, you're in trouble. It will not last. The second factor in that line is your market research. Did you really do due diligence for the establishment of that business? Because, for example, it's like if you find somebody operating, what should I say? A case in a point is if you find somebody operating, if you, for example, in Makerere University, you find somebody operating a phone shop that the cheapest phone is 5 million. Do you expect returns? The same applies if you take a boutique in Katanga and the list of that attire is 5 million. And you start a huge business, you rent a building, you do shopping for the products and you want to sell them. You have to do market research. Market research is your ability to understand that the product therein will be demanded. And that takes us back to the basics of economics. The higher the demand, the higher the supply. The higher the price, the lower the demand. So do you have some of those concepts as you're establishing business? Then, maybe if I may redo or rethink about something else, what is that is in your mind as you start this business? What motivates you? Do you look at it as a business to make money and grow? Many businesses that have been established in that angle don't last for long. Actually, those who are successful in business will tell you, for the first 3, 4, 5 years, I was not making any profit at all. Profits comes later on. So your focus should not be on money. Your focus should be on service. Service first, money comes as a result of the service that you are offering. That is how business is. But you need to prepare yourself. Another important factor for the everlasting business is your brand. Very few people look at brand or branding as an issue when you're establishing the company. Now, recently I was sharing with a certain company. Their name itself was a statement. It was like a paragraph, yet it was the name of the company. And some of those issues that I was looking at were, one, are you mindful that that company, if you are doing a transaction, people will be writing checks? Can that name be applicable and understandable by everyone? Is it easy? A case in a point, let me actually go to colors. When you see yellow on the billboard and there is no white, what comes into your mind? Immediately there will be two most important aspects in line of company that will come up. You will think it's either NRL or MTN. Why? They mastered and branded and promoted their color. When you look at green, instantly it is either DP or nature. That is the power of branding. So now, you need to consider some of those pertinent colors, pertinent issues when it comes to branding. What are you known for? That is the question. Or what should your company be known for? Branding. It's very pertinent. Very pertinent. Business is life. And life is business. What you will do with your life will determine whether you will be successful in your business. Do not isolate yourself from business. Business must be part of it. If not, then don't try business. It is the replica of who you are that will go into business. And the success of business will entirely depend on who you are. I'm talking about your ethics, your integrity, your time management, everything about you. Your dress code will determine either the success of a business. See you at the top.